Professionalism is about self-reflection and self-awareness to understand how one as a professional really can impact the performance of the whole team. And it's taking responsibility for your own behaviors and actions, as well as help keeping your colleague in check.
Fundamentally, most physicians and healthcare professionals go into this field because they want to help people. Along the way, there are a lot of pressures that are placed on people, and I've watched people respond differently to those pressures. The challenge is, how do you work on it? How do you make meaningful differences?
Burnout is a real phenomenon. I think we sometimes kind of downplay its effect, but that's a mistake. And that's a mistake because other issues occur because of it.
When I was faced with a patient, I was worried about their out-of-pocket expense. Do you accurately code for the care that you've delivered to that patient, knowing that it may create expense for them? Or do you undercode what you've done to save them?
No one gets up in the morning and says, well, I'm working in self-interest. I'm not trying to do the best thing for the patient. Everybody believes they're doing the best thing they can, or at least wants to believe that.
As a student, you may see a doctor talk about a patient in a bad way. And often you see a lot of students that sort of feel bad about it, but then don't do anything about it. And the worst part about that often is that as time goes on, the student may sort of participate in it because they want to be part of this profession.
If I am a surgeon or a dentist or anybody who does a procedure, I make more money if I do a procedure. Therefore, I have an intrinsic bias to want to do the procedure. I also have an intrinsic bias because it's my livelihood. I believe in what I do.
When you train in a system of hierarchy and you're at the bottom, it's really hard to confront those above you.
We are not paid for actually the work that we do taking care of patients now. We're paid for the level of documentation that we do.
We have a very expensive healthcare system. We need to pay the bills. We also have a lot of patients. And when you feel that pressure as a healthcare provider, it's easy to start to cut corners.
Is to continuously think about ethics, temptation, where we fall in conflicts of interest. Are we conflicted ourselves? Are patients conflicted?
This needs to be part of every medical school curriculum, and it needs to be reinforced when you become a resident, and again, when you become a faculty member.
Then it's really a mindset. It's a way to think more carefully, more frequently. And once you get adopted to this new way of thinking, you would look at life from a different perspective.
Professionalism is not specific to just MDs or nurses or PAs. It's an internalization of values that people need to have when they're dealing with each other.